Did you know that you do not need to live with your migraines? I'm here to give you some hope if you are like me and are feeling helpless. I was feeling helpless for a long, long time about my migraines. And so I'm here to give you a little bit of hope, okay? So, my history is that after having our youngest son, and he's 17 now, my migraines greatly increased. I was having just a lot of migraines. And of course, I went to the doctor. That's one of the things you do when you're struggling with migraines so badly. And he put me on the pill. The assumption was that my migraines were hormonally driven, and so if the hormones could be, leveled and kind of controlled, the theory was that my migraines would get better. So that actually worked fairly well for a little while, and then they became way worse than what they had been even before I went on the pill. And so I went off of it, of course. And, looking back now, I know that one of the side effects of going on the pill is migraines. So go figure, okay? But I just thought, well, I'm just going to have to live with this. They're telling me this. So after a few more years of living with a lot of migraines every month. I'm thinking it was like 10 plus a month I was dealing with. And remember, I had 3 little kids, okay? So this was not a good time of life for me. I went to another doctor. But what happened to me was something actually very scary, and I've had it happen about 2 or 3 times in my life where I had a headache come on very suddenly. And this was my first experience with this. I was on the phone with somebody and a headache came on very, very suddenly. And I got off the phone with her and hopped in the shower. And our youngest son was, little. He was probably maybe 3 or 4 at the time. And I was trying to tell him to shut the door. And I couldn't get the words out. I could think it, but it wasn't translating. I was just speaking gibberish. And so that was really scary. And it's happened to me about 2 other times where that's how the migraine presented itself. And, my neurologist at the time said, a lot of times migraines can act like strokes. That's scary stuff, people. It's scary stuff. So of course I went to the doctor, right? And he prescribed me another type of medicine, not the pill, but another type of medicine that was supposed to be helpful. And but basically told me, hey, if these are hormonally driven, which they seem to be, you're just gonna have to live with them till you hit menopause. Now, I was in my early 30s when all this happened. So the thought of living with these until menopause was like, are you kidding me? I felt completely hopeless. And I went on the meds because I thought, maybe they will help, and it gave me some side effects that some of them I was able to deal with, some tingling in my fingers and toes, and just, a couple other little quirky things with my appetite and all of that. But the one side effect that I had that I was not willing to live with was short-term memory loss. And things that my speech would be real slow. I wasn't able to recall people's names or even words, And at the time I was interviewing for being a translator. I speak Spanish fluently, and so I was trying to get a job here in Utah translating. And I thought, boy, if I can't even remember my English words, I'm really going to have a hard time remembering my Spanish words. And so at that point, I'm like, this is not a side effect that I'm willing to live with. So I went off those meds. Now, I need to put in a little bit of a medical disclaimer here. I'm not telling you to go off your meds. You should always consult your doctor about the medicines that you're on and how they're interacting with you, and just be aware that you should be speaking to your physician about these things. I'm just sharing with you my story. And so again, I was like, okay, I feel hopeless. There's nothing out there for me that is going to be helpful. So I was back to having 10 plus migraines a month and spending more time on the couch than I wasn't. So I was on the couch more than I was off the couch. And I really did not, you've probably heard me say this before, I did not want my children remembering me always on the couch with a migraine. And that's what they were going to remember if there was not a solution for me. And so that's when I was introduced to USANA supplements. And I'll tell you what, I was skeptical. I mean, like, roll my eyes, skeptical, okay? And, but I thought, I was so desperate for something to work for me that I was willing to try it. And so when Brad brought home those supplements and some other things that you'll hear about later on this week, I just rolled my eyes and said, "Here we go again." But at the same time, like I said, I was desperate. So I started taking the supplements, and it is amazing what happens when you give your body what it needs. So I started to have some really great results. After about 2 months, my migraines were greatly decreased, and I'm no longer on the couch more than off the couch. My boys are not going to remember me. They're going to remember a period of life with their mom sick with migraines, but that's not going to be their overarching memories of me as their mom. And so as you give your body what it needs, it can help repair itself. It can help decrease some of these things that you struggle with, but that also needs to be paired with a healthy, balanced diet and exercise. And all those things combined in my life have made such a difference. And now when I do get a migraine, I'm like, oh my word, this is how I felt all the time. And I'm just so thankful that a solution was brought to me, and that I'm hoping that you sense that there is hope for you, that if you're struggling like I was, and you've been through the meds, you've been to the doctors, and you just haven't gotten the answers that you want, then maybe you'll give this a try and see how this works for you. And I'm here to help, and I would love to help you, because there is hope. You do not have to live hopeless in this, and you don't have to just wait it out like I was told to do. So I hope this has been encouraging to you, and please comment or message me, and I'd be so happy to talk to you and help you hopefully find some solutions for your migraines. Thanks, everyone.